Well, hey, welcome. Welcome to Movie Community College. How are you? I am the purveyor, the professor. What's going on? What's up, India? What's going on? Got a video here. This is the Wuhan CoronaVirus Pictures that China does not want the world to see. From Wuhan. Let's take a look at it.
It began in Wuhan. When the first cases emerged, we brought you ground reports from Wuhan. Then the city was put under a lockdown. 11 million people in Wuhan restricted to their homes. This was on the 23rd of January. 2 months later, more than 3 billion people all over the world are under a lockdown. The Wuhan virus spread and killed. First, China did not want you to know what's happening in Wuhan, but the story got out. Now China wants you to see how all is well in Wuhan. Tonight we bring you 2 sets of videos and figures. One set that China wants you to see, and another that China wants to hide. And they both tell starkly different stories. On Gravitas tonight, let's fact-check China's latest claim. Has China defeated the coronavirus? Is everything fine in Wuhan? We will let some videos do the talking. And these videos are all from China. This on your screen is from Wuhan, the birthplace of the coronavirus. Chinese state media wants you to see these images of Wuhan. People are out and about again. Trains are running, malls have reopened, businesses have resumed services. On the streets, people are using bikes. The message is clear.
Looks pretty good.
The worst is over. Wuhan has bounced back. Some restrictions are still in place, but largely the situation is under control. This is Beijing's Wuhan story, these pictures. Now let me show you what China doesn't want you to see. What you will not find in the dispatches that come from Beijing. These pictures. Over the weekend, we received these images. There were clashes in Hubei. Hubei is the province where Wuhan is situated. Look at these images.
Look at this, dude. Oh.
This is a rare display of public anger in China. And here's what happened here. When the restrictions were lifted, people from Hubei tried to leave. They wanted to travel to the neighboring Jiangxi province. But they were not allowed to enter. That's what reports say. If everything is fine, if the outbreak is under control, if Wuhan is back to business, then why are people being stopped? China says that its people are facing racist attacks the world over. What kind of attacks are these then inside China? The coronavirus has led to a deep mistrust. Locals feel people from Hubei are carriers of the deadly virus. So when a group tried to enter Jiangxi, there was a pushback. The local police was unable to contain it. Clashes broke out. Police vehicles were overturned. This happened in China. These were the videos. Now let's talk about the figures. The lockdown is hurting the Chinese economy like every other economy. The propaganda machinery in China is trying to tell people that the dragon has defeated the virus. But those claims are hard to buy because of the government's record to hide the truth. Where facts are suppressed, conspiracy theories flourish. Do you remember the 10-cent report more than a month ago that said the number of dead may have crossed 24,000? We reported that. This page was taken off then, but the doubts lingered. There is a major question mark over the death toll in China, especially in Wuhan. The official figure is 3,186. China says 3,186 people have died in Hubei province, which is home to Wuhan. But a new report raises some serious questions. These are photographs from China that show long lines outside funeral homes in Wuhan. Fresh claims are doing the rounds. One such report says that on 2 occasions, trucks shipped 2,500 urns. On 2 successive days, that's 5,000 urns supplied to Wuhan. Far more than the government's death count. There is no independent verification of the numbers yet. But here's another report that raises questions. And this is by Radio Free Asia. This report says that more than 40,000 people could have died during the outbreak. You heard that number right, 40,000. That's a very big number. The estimate is based on a claim that all 7 funeral homes in Wuhan are handing out 3,500 urns every day. What are these urns for? They usually have remains of the dead. Have 40,000 people died in China? Did all these people die due to the coronavirus? As I said, there is no independent verification. These are reports. There are only questions that China is trying to gloss over with images of Wuhan going back to business.
Excellent video. Wuhan is becoming one of my favorite news outlets. So let's discuss this here. Let's start with the riots in China. Very, very dangerous to see that. People will be disappearing, I'm sure, re-educated, or just killed. Now, in America, we are having protests that are going on about this. And the reason in America we're having protests is because there's a new round of scientists who say this disease is not as deadly as stated, and a lot of how would I explain it to you, India? Let's say like Donald Trump and his politicians that favor him and the people who vote for him are probably like the BJP. They're nationalists, they're pro-America, pro-Christian, you know, that kind of thing. And the people who are Democrats would be kind of like the Congress Party. And some Congress Party members, I'm sure, are fine, just like some Democrat members are sure are fine. But some of them are very, very liberal. And what they're doing is they're turning into tyrants. And they're saying, you can't go outside for anything. If you go outside, we're going to arrest you. If you go outside, we're going to, you know, and it's like, we got to get food. We got to go get stuff. So you see in different states these protests popping up. Now, one of the things that makes the protest a little different in America is most Americans are armed. So you're having, like in some states, them pull up and they're completely armed. So it's like a militia showing up. It's like, you know, an organized, you know, I don't know what you would call it, gang showing up. And it's got the left very, very uneasy because they don't want guns. They don't want these things. And when people show up with a bunch of guns, you know, it's like, ooh, what's going to happen? So that's partially going on. The other thing I want to talk about too is there's new science that said, well, it's not new science. It came from a scientist back in 1917 who was dealing with the Spanish flu. And he said in his report that what he has found is if you get outside and get fresh air with wind, it dissipates the virus and you have a better chance of recovering. So they started building hospitals outside. So people could get fresh air and be outside, that they tend to do better. Different virus, I don't know if it works with COVID. I have no idea. Which then brings me to India. I understand that the cases are starting to skyrocket in India, and that is no doubt, in my opinion, because the Indian population is much larger than America. We could agree on that, right? One of the things that I've noticed when I have looked at property to buy in India is that the square footage is much smaller than what the average American gets, right? Me and the Warrior Queen live in basically an apartment that we own. We call them condos or townhomes. It's like an apartment. I have neighbors, but we all own our own apartment, so we can do what we want to on the inside. You can do additions, you can change your bathroom, whatever you want to do, and it's yours, right? I have 2 bedrooms, 2 bath, kitchen. What you see behind me is a living room. Outside there's a patio. If I turn the camera the other way, you see there's the kitchen. There's over there, you know, next to the refrigerator is a closet that has laundry in it. You got cabinets. We look down here, there's a front door. That front door there goes outside. You see the door open with the black there. That is a guest room, and then there's a bathroom, if you will, that's right over there. And when I look at the property in India, it's much smaller. The rooms are smaller. Even homes are smaller. Some of the homes that I've looked at that are very cute, I like the decor of them, very, very small compared to the American standard. Now, why do I bring that up? Well, the Indian family tends to be much bigger than the American family. You know what I'm saying? So what you're having, it's no wonder that cases are skyrocketing in India when you take a larger family and you put them in a smaller unit. If somebody has the virus, everybody's going to have the virus. You know what I'm saying? That it's just impossible because you're living so close to each other. I mean, you're literally here with everybody. You know what I mean? And that's not a disparity. I don't say that to disparage anybody. It's just physics, right? It's a different culture, a culture that I admire. So that is unfortunate, and hopefully there will be some easing of restrictions so Indians can go out and get some fresh air, can go to the store, can go fishing, or whatever it may be that you want to go do or that you need to do. The third thing is, I think we are going to see and this is going to be a bold prediction, I think we're going to see the fall of China. Germany has presented China with a bill of $149 billion is what you owe us for COVID. Australia now is on board saying, we're pulling out of China. You owe the world everything. And I think you're going to see the world turn on China and strip all of its wealth, take it and distribute it amongst the nations to pay them back. China owns $1.3 trillion of American debt. America ain't paying that. I'm just telling you right now. What's going on in the Congress, they ain't paying that. Nobody's paying that. And I think you will see, again, leading the way for Indians to be kings of the East, right? Because I think that's what's happening, that we're seeing it. We're seeing it right now. We're seeing Bible prophecy unfold right now in our very eyes. Just amazing thing to see. So, I wanted to share that with you. I thought that was a good video. I think we are seeing the death of the CCP. The Chi-Coms are going down, and they can suck it. I feel bad for the Chinese people. Beautiful culture. I love the films. I love the old kung fu movies. I like Chinese food, right? I don't like bad government. Same with our friends to the neighbors to the west, right? It's nothing against the people there. It is just your government's a bunch of idiots. So India, I feel your pain, man. We're going through this rough. 30 million Americans have lost their jobs in a month. I've taken some time off. I have no idea what it's going to be like when I come back. Right? I have no idea what it's going to be like. Obviously, things are going to be different. But I want you guys to know this, and I don't want to sound hokey or stupid. But I love you guys. You guys have a great, you've welcomed me for the most part, except for some of the trolls who get trolly. But I really appreciate you, my friends. I pray for you. I hope everybody's doing well. I haven't heard from Shubham in a while. Shubham, if you're watching this, I need to know how you're doing. How are your parents? So I'll catch you guys later. Peace and much love.
नमस्ते दोस्तों, अगर आप ये सोच रहे होंगे कि प्रोफेसर के शो में मैं क्या कर रहा हूँ और मैं कौन हूँ, तो मैं आपको बता दूं, मैं वही हूँ जिसके बारे में प्रोफेसर ने आपसे कई बार बात की है और मेरे बारे में बताया है. जी हाँ, मैं उनका बहुत अच्छा मित्र, बहुत अच्छा दोस्त हूँ और मुझे लोग सिड के नाम से जानते हैं. और मैं एक इंडियन अमेरिकन हूँ. हम यहाँ पर प्रो इंडिया, प्रो भारत, प्रो हिंदू कॉजेस के लिए काम करते हैं, चाहे हिंदुस्तान में हो या अमेरिका में. और हमारा खुद का एक चैनल है इंडस लेंस, तो आप उसके लिए प्लीज़ 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 हमारे यूट्यूब चैनल इंडस लेंस को सब्सक्राइब करें. और जैसे प्रोफेसर ने आपको बताया, मैंने और उनके साथ पहले कोई रेडियो शोज किए हैं. अब हम फिर से जो इंडस लेंस के इंटरव्यूज़ और रिव्यूज़ हम करते हैं जो प्रो इंडिया, प्रो हिंदू इश्यूज़ पर, हम वो darkskyradio.com पर फीचर करने जा रहे हैं. तो आप ज़रूर सब्सक्राइब करें हमारे इंडसलैंड यूट्यूब चैनल को और ज़रूर हमारे रेडियो शोज़ को darkskyradio.com पर ज़रूर सुनिए. नमस्ते, जय हिंद.